Where does enthusiasm come from? Well, according to the ancient Greeks, it comes from the gods. And if you think about a moment of inspiration, what actually happens in that moment is that something arrives with us. We know suddenly the solution to the problem, body's filled with energy, our mind is clear, we have direction. Bang, it's just there. And in a way, you can see how, in the context of how they thought about the world, from the gods makes sense. It's from outside of our current experience, our felt experience, our thinking experience in this moment. And the implications of this are really, really important because what it means is that rather than thinking that just working full bore on a problem is going to get us results, and this is not a reason not to work on problems, but rather than thinking that working in that way is going to just bring us the result that we want, it's much more about creating conditions for whatever part of us it is that we want to call it. It could be the gods or our creativity or our inspiration, our deeper mind. It's about giving that part of us the space, doing things in such a way that that part of us pops up that idea, pops up that inspiration, and really gives us the answers that we're looking for. The ways that we can do this are firstly to have some curiosity about our own process, because it doesn't matter what anybody else does. We have to find a way to actually support ourselves and our own creative unfolding rather than buying in some kind of outside method, which is going to necessarily do it. Now, if we're lucky, it might. And for sure, we can learn from others. Of course, we can. But this wholesale appropriating of the golden method it just doesn't work, except for that very, very small percentage of people for whom it's a fit. So what's much more useful is to get curious about our own process, to actually get curious about how it is that we are creative, how it is that we get ourselves into that state which allows more of these ideas to come. And for each of us, that's going to be an individual thing. Now, if we can actually align to that, then what we can find is that we have more of these moments. And it enables us to actually take the ups and downs of life a little bit differently, because once we start to orient towards our own creativity, towards our own place where the gods get a chance to speak within us, there's a feeling of rightness, a feeling of settledness that starts to come in increasingly. So we don't have to believe that enthusiasm comes from the gods, but if we create the conditions that allow our creative spark, our creative flow to happen, then perhaps we'll have a little bit more of that energy of enthusiasm, which is so enjoyable to experience.